Okay, so when you are doing a composite, one of the first things to go over is the color to alpha. There's a few tips and tricks with this, so we'll cover those real quick. So say if we wanted to get rid of red on this image, or the red on this image, then we'd click on anywhere with color that we want to get rid of, which is that red right there. We can come up to this bar here, or this slot, find the red color, click on it, and it'll give us all the specifications that go into making this red. And it'll also give us this HTML notation. You can copy paste that, and then you can come up to colors, go down to color to alpha, and click on that white bar there, copy paste the HTML notation, and click OK. And as you can see, our red has now been colored to alpha. We can see through that spot on the image, but we do have a problem. The green and blue have lost some of their red tint as well and have become slightly alphaized, whereas the yellow hasn't. So we can click Control Z, undo what we just did there, and instead, one of the only good ways to get rid of that happening is to select the region that we want to color to alpha. And this is the square region selector here. So we'll highlight this red region, and then we will color to alpha again. And that time, as you can see, only the red in this region was gotten rid of. We still have our full green here, and our full blue there, and our full yellow here. Another thing to remember is that if you, say, got rid of all the white on this image, now as you can see, the blue and green have been colorized. I'm not sure why the yellow is not showing up as being colorized or alphaized, but it should be. But now if you were to want to get rid of the blue here, you would click on that and click that image color. It's going to give you, for the most part, a true blue, um, which may or may not be the color that you wanted. Um, and that can have potential problems for you unless you have a full background blue like this, which might give you a different color notation. As you can see, the color went from there to a solid blue, um, which is because with this white background, it's blending that blue on top of the white background, which is a different color than the true blue, which is up here at the top. Okay, so when making an actual composite image, you're just going to go ahead and file click, open, and find whatever negative stretch you want. I usually start with a stretch. So there's a few ways of doing this. We're just going to do the quickest and simplest way for right now. So the quickest and simplest way is to just come up and click on your stretch in your layers and brushes. Then you're going to go to colorize or colors, and then go to color to alpha. And what we want to do is get rid of all of this white here. So we're just going to take a true white, which has that HTML notation. We're going to colorize that. Then we're going to get a new layer and make sure it's a white fill type, and put that layer under this negative stretch. Then we're going to come up to File. We're going to open as layers this time and get the color image. Go ahead and open that. And we have to make sure that we move the color image to a layer above our black and white stretch image. Now, once we have this selected, we're going to go ahead and click. You can either click on an area where you find the darkest space background. Say if your image has a larger halo, then you might want to click somewhere that has kind of that color, or you can just always stick with black and a solid black, true black. And with this you can shift around different colors here, or you can use the HTML notation or the different red, green, blue, or different variations thereof. So you put it to the bottom left corner, which is truest black, and color that to alpha. And as you can see, we didn't really do much of anything else, and we have a composite image pretty much ready. You can merge the layers down if you still need to work with them, or if there was another image that you wanted to add, or anything that you wanted to fix. Say you didn't like this red background, you could merge layers down and zoom in on a color square that has this pinkish red tint and color that to alpha as well. But for right now, we're gonna do is come up and like most PDF files or LaTeX files, instead of just saving as, which is going to save the project itself in its entirety, so you end up saving your color JPEG, your black and white JPEG layer, and that white background layer. And instead what we want to do is export as, and you can just call it something else, otherwise it will overwrite the original file. Export, I usually turn the quality back up to 100%.